Dele Momodu listed two reasons why Sunday Igboho may be freed at the next court hearing. The publisher and chief executive officer of Ovation magazine, Dele Momodu, has talked about the arrest and detention of Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Sunday Igboho. In a live broadcast on his social media handle, Dele Momodu gave two legal reasons why Igboho may be released on Monday, 26th of July 2021. It should be recalled that Sunday Igboho was reported to have been arrested by the Interpol at the Cotonou International Airport on 19th of July 2021 while he was boarding a plane to Germany in an attempt to run for safety. The DSS had earlier declared Sunday Igboho wanted after a raid on his residence at Ibadan on the 1st of July 2021. The DSS engaged Sunday Igboho's aides in a gun duel in which two of them were gunned down and 12 others were arrested and taken to Abuja for further interrogation. It should also be noted that some dangerous weapons were said to be recovered by the DSS from his house during the raid. Meanwhile, Igboho escaped arrest and was declared wanted. According to Dele Momodu in his broadcast, the federal government has been spending much time pursuing people who don't matter. But rather than those that are really troubling the peace of the country, he listed two legal reasons why Sunday Igboho is likely to be released by the Benin Republic security operatives at the next court hearing. Citing his personal experience during the late General Sani Abacha regime, Dele said that he has returned for his life when it seems that he was no longer safe staying in the country. He said that he left Nigeria without his international passport to stay in Ghana, where one of his friends helped him secure a Ghanaian passport and processed his traveling to London, England, where he was sought for asylum. The two legal reasons Momodu gave for Sunday's release are stated below. First and foremost, Dele Momodu and said that Sunday Igboho can be referred to as a prisoner of conscience. He said that when Igboho's house was raided by the DSS on the 1st of July, two of his aides were reportedly killed and others were arrested. This implies that Igboho's life is endangered, hence he has to run for his life since he was not secure. Nevertheless, he has not been earlier prosecuted for any offense, so it seems that he's being persecuted. Due to this, Sunday Igboho cannot be prosecuted for staying in Benin Republic without his Nigerian passport. Hence, he needs to get a Beninese passport for his journey to Germany. That legal reason Dele Momodu cited for Igboho's release at the next court hearing is that Sunday Igboho has never committed any offense punishable under the Benin Republic laws. In his words, he says it is allowed to move from one West African country to another without a visa. Since Igboho is on the run for his life, he would find every means to escape to safety, which is allowed in international laws. So, let's go. The comment section says, of course, with Sunday Igboho, the circumstances in which his house was raided, and of course he had to escape because he had to fend for his life. I never knew that the international law would actually have something for that, which is called, I'll go back to it, it says prisoner of conscience. So basically, he didn't mean to leave the country, but his life was endangered. And I think what they could spin on this is the fact that they can hold the Nigerian government responsible, or the DSS specifically, hold them responsible for murder because they did kill two people in his house and demolished, or basically destroyed most of his property. A comment here says, Dele Momodu, you are deceiving yourself. Sunday Igboho is finished entirely. What I only pray for Benin Republic Court is to reduce the jail term to at least 14 years instead of 21 years. But then that's no excuse because, again, okay, maybe I don't understand the severity of faking or allegedly faking a passport, but 21 years is absolutely too excessive. The best thing they could do is to fine him a hefty amount and that's it. Why would you want 21 years because of a fake passport? I'm so sorry. It's not like as if Benin Republic is like one of the first world countries in which having such passport gives you a lot of power. Don't mean to be disrespectful, but 21 years is just too much for what? Someone says, I know you are a cow. All Fulani has finished. Okay, we're not going to read that. Someone else says, may God Almighty bless Baba Dele Momodu with his interpretation of experiences. Well, maybe fine, but then it's like, it's the Nigerian government. If the Nigerian government was able to work with Kenya, they can definitely work with Benin Republic. Absolutely, 100%. Especially to think that in the, realm of West Africa, it's just likely that Nigeria may just have the dominant power and could maybe intimidate Benin Republic into giving a file. I mean, this is very, very strategic. Obviously, their eyes were everywhere. And for the Nigerian government, it would be a good way to pin him down. Be a good way to pin him down because then the Nigerian government may just say that as he was not arrested in Nigeria, then the crimes he committed in Benin Republic could serve him. And of course, they could also, with background deals, basically tell the Benin Republic government to increase the jail time, and then the Nigerian government will have nothing to do. But then, by international law, they still have to defend Igboho because Igboho is still a citizen of the country, so they can't just deny him. Anyway, someone here says, before his house was raided, wasn't he invited twice by the IGP and he refused to honor the invitation? So what? Because he did not accept the invite, which is his prerogative, because you were invited, which means you have a choice. It wasn't a demand, it wasn't an order. He was invited, so because he didn't accept the invite, that meant that 2 of his relatives had to be killed and his house raided. Absolutely not. That's illogical. Someone else says, did they give you the copy of the invitation letter? Just shut up and sit down. As Dele said, Igboho is someone that doesn't matter who is Igboho. Let him relocate to other parts of the world. He's no more a Nigerian. A bit extreme, but again, in the grand scheme of things, Igboho is the least of Nigeria's problems. Okay, so in that case, it makes sense for the Nigerian government to focus on insecurity, for example. Someone here says the accusation that he holds a fake Beninese passport make it difficult for him to be released. Well, he was also caught in possession of a German passport and a Nigerian passport, which his lawyer officially said. So it would make sense as to why he'd want to leave Benin Republic to Germany, being a citizen of Germany, which is absolutely fine. And within West Africa, you don't need a visa to be in a West African country if you're part of the West African Union. So technically, Igboho has not really committed any crime. If anything, he has a right to even be in Benin Republic and has not even committed any crime. So nothing can happen to him. Someone here says Nigeria is not a good country, poor in everything, no good road, Fulani are killing people, free Igboho. What is actually surprising is, of course, we have some people defending Igboho and telling Igboho, you know what, go do something, like actually fix what is, or try to convince the government to let him go. But then there has never really been a big protest, like a big, loud, very much. It says he has to run for his dear life. Someone says, you are right. Another person here says the Cotonou government are law-abiding. You really think they're law-abiding? I don't think so. But at the end of the article, there's a question that the writer asks everybody, which says, do you think these reasons are strong enough to convince the Beninese court to release Sunday Igboho? I don't really think they are, not because they're not valid, it's because of the ties they have with the Nigerian government, and the Nigerian government is not going to defend Igboho. So, yeah, put what you think about this, and don't forget to like and subscribe.